Good, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Jessica Show. It's Monday, February the 28th, 2022. So, how does it feel? I mean, after all this time, we've been talking about this and that, and I don't know what's going on. You know, it's shit crazy. I mean, you can't do nothing about it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about in Ukraine. We're not here to talk about Russia, and we actually not talking about the invasion. So, what else can I say it for? But anyway, you know, it is what it is. Things happen here in Ukraine. You just don't know what to do, but sitting around and let it happen. But anyway, well, gotta stand for the Ukraine. Yep, and hope things could get better after all this mess about last week. Now we're going to talk about that's the things we want to talk about is one thing, and we got the COVID, we got the vaccines, and we got everything that comes out the realm. But now, let's look, shall we? We gotta look and see what has happening here, folks and ladies and gentlemen. Now, here's the stress. Here's what's going on now. That's right now. Now, we got 215 people have been fully vaccinated, and 553 million does given, and 65.2% of the popular fully vaccinated. Now, in North Carolina, with 16.1 million doses given and 6.22 million have been fully vaccinated, that brings 59.3. The California with 71.5 million, and fully vaccination is 28.8 million, 70.4 of the fully vaccination of popularity. And Texas, 44.4 million, and 16.4 million people have been fully vaccinated. That brings to 60%. New York City with 37.8 million and fully vaccinated with 14.7 million and 75.5%. In Florida, we got 36.1 million and 14.2 million and 65.9%. Then you got Pennsylvania, 22 people were dose given, but people are 22.1 million and 8.57 million people have been fully vaccinated. That brings to 66.9 million. And yes, all right, that's coming up. Massachusetts has 77.6% of the fully vaccination. Washington with 71.4% of the vaccination, and 70 and Maryland has 74% of the popular fully vaccination. And then you go down low, you got Tennessee 53.6% of the fully vaccination, and Indiana 54%. And yeah, we're just hoping we're just gonna continue, but things are getting low. Things are getting low, and the data just shows, and we have boosters who have been affected this vaccination, and they're getting down right. And it is what it is now. It's just a whole situation of this thing that comes out the ground. Okay, going to the COVID-19, and here it is. We don't know what the numbers are going down, but it is going down. The cases are going down. Yeah. To look here in the United States, anyway, average of 20, 7 day average of 22. There were no cases, no new cases. Good gosh. So now look at this. The COVID-19 vaccines are still working, but now here in Granville County, we have 14,039, 111 deaths. In North Carolina, we got 2.59 million total cases and 22,500 deaths. 510 deaths for real. But look, the stress have been looking pretty good right by now at this time. And no new cases. That was today. No new cases. That was yesterday. 7 day average 22. Oh my. And the numbers are going down a lot. The numbers are going down, and there's no surprise in doing it. And the vaccines seem to be slowing down. And yeah, but anyway, not an awesome time for real. So and that's what it is, and look what's happening here for us in America. We always know about it. And yeah, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. I cannot remember what's happening and what's going on. It all just going downhill. This COVID-19 stuff, this whole stuff going on. Yeah, it's just happening. It just will if we get sick, but it was getting better, and they're waiting to get and they're gonna be happy. They're gonna have their masks off. They're gonna be happy to take off their masks. It's very important. Yes, it is. It's very important. But what can happen? What will happen? And what may be going on? Because some places it's not going to be any more sense. What's going on and what's happening here, folks? It is what it is. And you just don't happen. You just never happen. You just never know. And things happen so fast you can never know what's happening here, folks. And it's happening before, and it's happening right now. But hey, it will happen. It will happen. I don't know. Yeah, we have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. We just have to get it all together and hope for the best. We just never gonna know. But first, it will happen one time. It will happen. You never know. It will happen. I can't say that. I don't know what's happening. I can't tell you what might come. But what the hell? Okay, coming out for this time for us, and I want to tell you what. I want to tell you sometimes, and sometimes it will happen. So get that to it. Okay, let's take a look at what happened to what's going on here on NASCAR. What's happening here? Last day was a good race. Carl Lawson did win for the first time in 2022, and yes, it is. It's just happening. But here's what's happening here first. After his team discovering a problem with his itinerary on Sunday morning, Carl Lawson was forced to give up his starting spot and start from the way end of the field for the second race of the season, but try as they might, even to the very last lap. The field couldn't keep him out of victory lane. After coming all the way through the field to make his way to the front late in the race, Kyle Larson was able to win the Wise Power 400 in a fantastic finish, blowing him past Dennis Daniel Sensor with 2 laps to go and holding off Austin Dillon and Eric Jones for his first win of 2022 and his second at Arnold Club Speedway in Fontana, California. And how uphill Larson will stupidly drive off into the sunset with 10 laps to go, but his path to victory was complemented by a late race spin by Chase Elliott that brought out the 12th and final caution of the day. Larson lost the lead to Silver with 3 laps to go, but got a massive one off turn 4 heading into the final 2 laps to make the decided pass. Although it was a home game for Larson, his hometown Eric Grube is in the Sacramento area in Northern California. He nevertheless was proud to take the checkered flag for the Golden State. Always fun here to win in the home state. Hard work all weekend there. Larson told Fox Sports. Didn't feel great in practice yesterday. Crew cheat demos. And everybody made some good adjustments overnight. And the car handled it a lot better. There was definitely some guys that were quicker than us, but they had down with the much fastest. Just keep our heads in it all day. Long race. Restarts were crazy. The whole runs were crazy. Definitely a wow, but cool to get a win here in California, and hopefully we can get on a little streak. Now, Carl Lawson may be the champion, and maybe he'll win more champions. Maybe he'll win more trophies, and possibly win the 2022 championship like he did last season. But what about Chase Elliott? I mean, he won the title back in 2020. And once more to that, we do know that what had came out. Carl Lawson was battling Joey Logano, right? And they both side by side when Chase Elliott came on inside, up and outside. And Lawson blocking, they made contact and they send Chase Elliott in the wall, an outside wall. And that really messed people up. It really messed people up real bad, for real. But I don't even know what's happening here, folks. Know what's happening for here, folks, that you don't even matter about this race? Because I just do not know what's happening here. Yeah. But for real, I couldn't even know what's happening here, folks. I couldn't even know what's happening. It is what it is, and some people basically may know. So anyway. So this time, I never know what's going on. Now the next race will be Sunday. The West Coast swing continues with the third race of the NASCAR Cup Series season at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the running of the Penn Zone 400. Last year, Las Vegas was the site of Carl Larson's first victory of 2021 in vaulting to the Cup Series title. Now, Austin didn't make a chance at Kyle Larson in turn 3 and 4, but he can't get there in time. Larson wins the Wise Power 400, first win of 2022 for the defending champion, and for his second at Fontaines. Hey, it is what it is. That's the way that we have been looking for all race long. It is a beauty. Now, we get back to the morning. Now, look at this. We all know Elliot got mad, right? So we go to Yahoo Sports and see what the heck is going on between Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. Now, the Hendrick Motorsports landing its reigning champion driver in victory lane at the Sunday's Rise Power 400 NASCAR Cup Series race at Honor Club Speedway, but it didn't escape the 2 mile Fontana, California without incident. With 20 laps to go and amidst a three-way battle for the lead with Joe Logano, a potential race winner like Kyle Larson issued a block on teammate Chase Elliott, squeezing the 2022 champ into the wall. What what the heck is he doing, man? It wasn't even close. Elliott is sending over his in-car communications. It's probably going to break again before the end of the race. Well, but I don't really give a damn who is leading the race. Elliott quickly faded through the pack as a result of the damage. His suspicions were right. He spun just a few laps later, profiting the last of the 12 race 12 caution flags, communicating the damage between this brush with the wall and the early incident were too much to overcome. And Elliott landed 26 on the final results sleep 2 laps down. Elliott tagged Wall while leading early. The Dawsonville Joseph Negri has been leading in stage one, where he briefly lost control of his Chevrolet and slammed the outside wall. Little breathing out the race second caution with a spin on lap 38. A furious, rich long effort by his number 9 group probably his one back through the field to the front only to hand it in such a fast and sure to compound the frustration. Lawson cleaned over his calling call radio. He did not see his teammate approaching on his outside. The Elk Group, California. Negri drove on, then survived a final restart with 4 laps remaining for his first Cup victory of the season. His post-race winners press conference allowed him to further examine what he was seeing at the time. Now, Lawson had no clue he was that Elliott was even coming, and he said, "So I didn't get through turn 3 and 4 very well. Charlie the Gunner did a good job on the barn, and then we were side driving each other. And I'm not even looking in my mirror at that point because all I'm worrying about is Jolie, and I'm looking out on my post window, and I had one. So I went to peel off, and as soon as I peel off, my Spartan is yelling outside, 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 and I had no clue he was even coming," said Lawson. He returned to victory lane in quick order after last season 10 wins. I had that ending his day after they worked so hard to get back to the lead lap and back in contention to win. But it was just an honest mistake on probably both of our faults. I should have had more awareness in my mirror. My Spartan couldn't have told me he was coming with a bit one, and we would have involved that mess. I would have probably not been side drafting on Jolie as hard as I was. I would have been much more so protecting on Chase than worried about Jolie. It happened, and I hate that it did. I'm not there all set, but we talk, and but we'll talk, and hopefully we get on the same page. I would never run into my teammate or block. So I don't think it's his fault. He had that aggression and that late unproposed. Lawson's spotter, Tara Miller, was quick to chain on and on Twitter after the race, taking responsibility for their mess up. And more on Twitter, Tara more on Twitter. Today I made a mistake. I will take full responsibilities for what happened on track today. I was worried more about the 22 and not the 9. It was a late call on me. It had nothing to do with Cal. So I don't think it was Cal's fault at all. This Miller does shouldn't overshadow Lawson's win, a statement he's going to still be just a formidable in the next GM 2 races in. But Hendrick Motorsports had a bit of sweeping to do in the coming days between its pair of star drivers and the sport's two most recent champions. The last thing the team needs before the calendar even turns to March is bad blood morning of its drivers, let alone how last year's championship for. Number 5 crew sheet Cliff Daniels had post race champ with number 9 pit boss Alan Jefferson to take his share of the responsibilities, monitoring he continues to view Elliott's group as great teammates. Always have been, and now continue to be the base. Conversations will still need to take place between the two drivers, however, to complete the fence management process. I think first that needed to start. From our perspective, between Cal and Chase, Hendrick General Motorsports, Hendrick General Manager Jeff Andrews said hopefully, they can get to a good spot and kind of step back and look at the data and really watch what happened there. And then, of course, as a group, Jeff Gordon, Shaq Kness, and myself, and Mr. Rick Hendrick, of course, we want to speak to them. We want to go to Las Vegas in a good sport. Currently, for the part of both of those teams, they both have great race cars. That's the great news, right? The other stuff that happens on the track, we can get all that to a good spot between those two teams and give Cliff credit for standing down, taking on to Gustafson a while ago. And he said after he what happened, their mission is going to be to do everything they can to help Chase and the that 19 as well as all other teams get a win and get on the playoffs. They did not appear to make any publication comments after the race, understandably upset after the day in which he had car capital of winning and walk away with 11 total points. Lawson intends to speak conversation with his teammate and doesn't set it to be a legitimate issue. And he says, I'm going to tell him exactly how I told you guys. He'll take it for what it is, Lawson said. Either way, I'm sure he'd still be upset, even if we were on the same page or not. It's just a conversation that we had, and we're both long. We both respect each other a lot, so we both be racing for wins for many years to come. I'm not too worried about it. I think if everything is possible, a small bump in the road, I think if things happen more so in the future, then yes, it gets out of hand. But Handed Motorsports, I don't think we'll ever let it get to that point. And like I said, we have enough respect for each other that I don't think it will get out of hand at all. It will not get out of hand at all. That said, the season is long, and that likely wasn't was it their last battle at the front of the field. We just had a conversation, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Lawson said, like I said, he's going to be upset, which he had a right to be. But I explained my side just like I explained it to you guys, and he'll believe me or he'll want. The next cut race, the cut race is next race. The Cut Series next race is on Sunday at Las Vegas Motor Speedway at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a great one. It's gonna be a great race. I can believe. I hope Carl Lawson will win again back to back. Or who will win the Las Vegas? I'm not sure. All right, Laura, it's time for get off this internet, and I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, same time. If I'm not be here tomorrow, then I'll see you Wednesday. All right, take care, everybody. Peace. Love you.